Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host, and today we're diving into Rework by Jason Fried and David Heinemeier Hansson. This book turns conventional business wisdom on its head, offering fresh, straightforward advice for entrepreneurs, startups, and anyone looking to challenge traditional work practices. Fried and Hansson, founders of Basecamp, use their experiences to show how simplicity, efficiency, and focus can help businesses thrive in a fast-paced world. Let's explore the key ideas so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. Rework is built on the idea that you don't need to follow the traditional path to build a successful business. Fried and Hansson argue that most of the advice out there about writing detailed business plans, raising money, and scaling rapidly is outdated. Instead, they advocate for a minimalist, action-oriented approach to work and business, where progress is more important than perfection. One of the book's core messages is start small and build momentum. Fried and Hansson emphasize that you don't need to wait for the perfect moment to launch a product or business. The best way to get started is to focus on what's essential and get your idea out into the world as quickly as possible. They argue that you can always iterate and improve over time, but waiting for everything to be perfect only leads to delays and missed opportunities. By starting small, you can learn, adapt, and improve based on real feedback from customers. Another key principle is do less, but better. In contrast to the belief that you need to do everything and be everything to everyone, Rework encourages businesses to focus on doing a few things exceptionally well. Fried and Hansson argue that by simplifying your offerings and cutting out unnecessary features or tasks, you can concentrate your efforts and deliver a better product or service. They believe that focusing on what really matters to your customers is far more effective than trying to meet every demand or expectation. The authors also challenge the idea that growth is always good. They advocate for staying small and remaining focused, rather than pursuing rapid expansion or endless hiring. They argue that large teams often lead to bureaucracy, inefficiency, and a loss of creativity. Small, nimble teams are more adaptable, can move quickly, and tend to maintain higher levels of engagement and innovation. Fried and Hansson emphasize that success isn't defined by size or scale. It's about building something valuable and sustainable. Rework also touches on the idea of ignoring the competition. Instead of constantly worrying about what others in your industry are doing, the authors suggest focusing on your own business and how you can improve it. They argue that obsessing over competitors can distract you from your true mission and lead to reactive decisions rather than thoughtful, strategic ones. By focusing on your customers and how you can best serve them, you'll naturally stand out without needing to copy or outdo the competition. One of the most unconventional pieces of advice in the book is to avoid long-term planning. Fried and Hansson believe that business plans are often guesses based on assumptions that can change quickly. Instead, they suggest staying flexible and making decisions based on the present situation. They argue that being too rigid in your planning can make you blind to new opportunities or challenges that arise. The best approach, they say, is to take things one step at a time, adapting and evolving as necessary. Another important concept in Rework is the rejection of workaholism. Fried and Hansson argue that working long hours or being constantly busy isn't a badge of honor, it's a sign of inefficiency. They emphasize the importance of working smarter, not harder, and finding ways to be productive without burning out. In their view, sustained, intense work hours often lead to diminishing returns and burnout, rather than increased productivity. The key is to work efficiently and maintain a healthy balance between work and life. Rework also offers practical advice for dealing with common business challenges. For example, the authors encourage readers to embrace constraints. They argue that limitations, whether financial, time-based, or resource-related, can actually foster creativity and lead to better solutions. By working within constraints, you're forced to be more resourceful and inventive, which often leads to more focused and effective results. The book also advocates for a culture of trust and autonomy in the workplace. Fried and Hansson believe that micromanaging and excessive oversight stifle creativity and motivation. Instead, they suggest giving employees the freedom to make decisions and manage their own time. This leads to more engaged and productive teams, as people feel empowered to take ownership of their work. Another key takeaway from Rework is the idea of learning from failure but moving on quickly. The authors argue that failure is part of the process, but it doesn't need to be glorified or lingered on. The important thing is to learn from your mistakes, make adjustments, and keep moving forward. Dwelling on failure, they say, wastes valuable time and energy that could be spent building something better. In summary, Rework by Jason Fried and David Heinemeier Hansson offers a fresh, no-nonsense approach to building and running a business. By focusing on simplicity, efficiency, and action, the book challenges conventional wisdom and encourages entrepreneurs to take a more flexible, minimalist approach to work. Whether you're starting a new business or looking for ways to improve your current one, Rework provides actionable insights and thought-provoking ideas for creating success on your own terms. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5. If you enjoyed this summary, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading.